said he comes from a billion miles away, from a distant planet land. Comes our hero, Ultraman.
Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, the Ultra Agent of Ultimate Action, X7, also the host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. It is Thursday. That means it's live action review day. We're talking about Ultraman episodes 30 and 31, which was the official start of the third season, third course of series of episodes in Japan, and it also introduces the Type C Ultraman outfit, which I think is the sleekest. But I did like the elephant booties that he had in those first couple of that first run. So today's episode, the first one, is the Phantom of Snowy Mountain or Snow Mountains. Take your pick on your transliteration. And it was originally aired February 5th, 1967, and it's kind of a travelogue for the actual resort there, which is supposed to be, where were we? Let's see, it's called the Maruaki Ski Resort, but it's really, that is the name of it. It's Mount Ida or Lida. Hard to tell. This one's not my favorite episode simply because it's got some bullying in it and it's really unpleasant, very unpleasant. It was shot on, a lot of it was shot on location and over 2 days. And there's our young heroine, the unfortunate heroine there, Yuki, the snow girl. She's just called Snow Girl in the English dub, I believe. As she's running around, there's the resort. Oh, geez. Is that it? Did I take out all of the skiing? I thought there was more skiing in here. This guy's come in. They're giving him a shot of what looks like Jameson to wake him up, but he's been chasing our young heroine who protects the animals. She's an orphan, and she also has a protector of her own. And he's still annoyed. He's annoyed with her. So he goes out and he wants that. He's recapping the story. I don't know who this moron is. Machimura, maybe? I don't know. He's annoying. But when he shoots, then Wu shows up. Wu, which is the original name for Ultraman, or what Ultraman was going to be. That was the original. The project was titled before, 2 years before Ultraman showed up, or even a year before Ultra Q. Nope, he's not the Bumble, but he kind of looks like a relative, because remember, Bumbles bounce. There he is. So he's the girl's protector, and the ski resort's getting bad press, so the science patrol is sent out there. Arashi, Ito, and Hayata all show up. Neither Captain Mura nor Fuji are in this episode at all. So Cap he was in the first, last, the Dada episodes featured him. So, I hope they got paid whether they were there or not. And these three little idiots are tormenting Yuki, the snow girl, just because she's the snow girl, and they're jerks. This whole place is full of jerks. Now, you can tell they shot it on location because the snow sticks to them. I can't believe they weren't cold. Look at this. There they are. None of the actors could ski, so they had to have stunt doubles, ski instructors pretend to be them when they did go down there. And Ito bonds with Yuki because they're both orphans, so he feels for her, and who can blame him? Here's an old school pinball machine. I just thought it was cool. It's called Egghead. It's got a robot though. Look at that. It's not in the millions. It's only in the thousands. But whoever was playing it That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure played a mean pinball. And now Wu is attacking and everyone's panicking. There's a nice process shot there. You can't even see where the mat line is. Just amazing. Look, it just looks wonderful. And she's pleading with the Science Patrol not to shoot Wu because it'll just enrage him. But once again, this moron shows up and shoots him with his gun, and that annoys Wu because you can see and he goes on a rampage. And somebody gets stomped him big. Science Patrol goes after Wu, who looks rather surprised, doesn't he? And they catch him, but she's just trying to tell him to calm down. She's okay. He bats the VTOL, and it goes into the into a slide and crashes. And then Wu goes on the rampage. Wu would show up later on in, I believe, Ultraman Ace and Ultra Fight, if you count that it's non-canon. But Ultraman Ace is, and a pretty good story as well. So he's really a fluff ball. And Hayata's been injured, but using the Beta Capsule, Hayata becomes Ultraman. There's a great shot there. And they have a tussle. But they don't really hurt each other. And since Wu is a supernatural creature, Ultraman doesn't have any effect on him. But they fight. And judo throw. But right when he's about to zap him with the Spacium beam, Wu fades away. Woo! Because girl's dead. She's succumbed to injuries or something, or exposure to the snow. She's dead. Now, in the U.S. version, they sugarcoat this and say she's recovering or something. She's dead. Little bunny's there hopping around. That's an albino. It's got little red eyes. And our heroes decide, well, I guess everything's okay. We'll just leave. And they do. So off they go. And that's almost exactly the same shot that we started out with. The end. It's hard to watch. The rampant bullying from this, just in order to tell the story, is just unpleasant. So it's not one of my favorites, though, because you feel sorry for the girl, and the monster is just not really, he's not even an abominable snowman. He just wants to protect her. I don't know. You tell me. Leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. All right, let's get to the next episode. Look, Ultra Q. Now, this is something we didn't quite realize what it was doing when we saw it in the... Ultraman. When we saw it originally. But this episode is one of my favorites. It's called... Let me get over here. Who Goes There? And it's a space alien story, so you don't really feel sorry for the antagonist in this one at all. It was originally broadcast on February 12th, 1967, of course. And it starts out with Captain Mura introducing Goto, who's from the South African HQ of the Science Patrol. And he's returned after his 20 years, though he says he's his son, but we'll find out he's not really who he says he is. Dun, dun, dun. The Cap's lighter won't work. I wish it hadn't worked. We'd have Akiji Kobayashi with us a lot longer because he smoked. And then Fuji can't even light a match. So something's weird is going on. Goto shows a little too much interest in Fuji. And he's got something sneaky there. Look at the old school light projection there. No, nothing digital here. That's all analog. Here, suddenly, a strange plant breaks out. And they go down to investigate and talk to a botanist, I guess. Goto was played by Nadao Karino, who also voiced... and Dr. Ninomiya is Shoji Nakayama. And if you want to know, these episodes were done by Yuzi Higuchi and written by Taru Kaida Kaido, and special effects by Koichi Takano. I like the mushrooms growing on here. Mushroom log. There's Coronia, Goto's true form, which is it's menacing and slightly weird and slightly humorous all at the same time. He's got eyeball rings. He zaps Fuji, then lets everyone they're looking for, and Ito is the gearhead, so he wants to look in there. Somebody finds this goop. I guess that's Coronia slime. It's green slime. What can it be? What is the reason? No, I should have had that queued up, shouldn't I? So they give it to the botanist to look through, but then Coronia shows up. He's immune to bullets because he doesn't have our nervous system. And there's his I-beam zap, and then he grows large. Kaboom! And he attacks the city. Also, his people there are plants from outer space, apparently. Its subtitle is the blood-sucking plant, or even better would be vampire plant. Kyuketsu. I can't even try the rest of that one. It's full of U's. But there's this. They're there. They show up. The tanks are blasting away at him. He zaps the tanks. You'd think they'd learn by now. Lots of explosions, and using the Beta Capsule, Hayata becomes Ultraman. Now this is a good fight scene because they're both humanoid, and he breaks through there. I love this that he just breaks through the building. I mean, Ultraman is concerned with saving the planet, not so much saving property. That's a great shot too. I just love that. Don't be surprised if you see that as the thumbnail. So they have their fight, and they're pretty evenly matched. Ultraman can stop his I-beam, and Coronia is at least immune to one blast of the Spacian beam, and then they tussle some more. I'm not sure what's happening here or why I kept that. The VTOL has taken on the aliens' invasion, and they're blowing them out of the sky. This is a new weapon. I don't know. Let's see. This says Ultra Attack Beam. I don't know, but it's the first time we see it. I just love the inventiveness of the animators who designed the rays for all of these shows. And Coronia blows up real good. Then Ultraman flies up, zaps the rest of the alien fleet, and they all get together and talk about, well, let's hope it doesn't happen again, but we'll be on guard this time, which is what they say every time. And that is it. So, one good episode. Both are good episodes. I enjoy Coronia a lot more just because it doesn't have the unfortunate bullying, and that's all you can say. That is rampant in a lot of these shows throughout Tokusatsu, and maybe that where some kid is slightly different, he gets bullied, and then he's popular later on. But this time she dies, dead. But having said all that, this is until our next assignment. Tomorrow we will be talking about music. And speaking of music, let's have the Serendipity Singers play us out here. Until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off.
And watch our hero fly. In a super jet he comes from a billion miles away, from a distant planet land. Comes our hero.